We have a lot to do today, and it's really cold. But I also have to leave my legs accessible because I think that I'm going to go get my toes done. And you can't really do that in jeans. And I don't really want to wear sweats. So I think that we're going to go with an English teacher's vibe. Turtleneck and everything. But I have not worn this. So we're going to see. If not, you'll just see me when I figure out what I'm wearing. Is it fine, and do I look like the most awkward person ever? Like, is that not? I feel like I am going to church. No, girl, I feel like I own the church. I think the turtleneck is not the move. One day I'll learn how to style a turtleneck, but that is not today. Let's try something else. I have a lot to do today. I haven't really letting my car heat up. But I haven't really had a day to myself to kind of be productive. Lately, I've just been really, I think it's the cold weather that's getting to me, and like the no sunlight. But lately it's just been really hard for me to find the motivation to go outside, especially like on my days off, when I normally love to go outside on my days off. So today feels like a very productive day, and it feels like I can knock everything, or at least majority of the things, off of my agenda. I do have tomorrow as well off, and I think that's why I feel like a little more like I can do a little more, because I mentally feel like I have more time. But yeah, there's just like a lot that needs to be done, things that I've been neglecting, and it's time to get out there. I can't let this weather stop me, but I've decided to, one of those things on my list is Vlogmas. I guess I've already gotten that far, right? So we're starting a Vlogmas series. I don't think that I can do the whole 15 days that everybody else is doing. I think that I can do really compacted 5 days of Vlogmas, and they probably will consist of like over the course of 2 days, because my brain doesn't really work like everybody else's, where like everybody can just vlog every day. I just can't, and I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna do my own thing. It's a part of figuring life out, is figuring the way that you work and not always conforming to what everybody else does. I'm really productive today because I actually got out of bed. I'm gonna go get a coffee and then just fight to do everything I need to do today. But I stayed up last night, and so I am a little tired, and I started my website. I've been wanting to create a website. I had like this idea for it. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I have like a really tech savvy brother, and all my questions go to him whenever he's not busy. And he told me where I should start it and like what I should do, and I kind of just took it from there, and I think it's really coming out really, really cute, and I'm excited. I think that this is just a new chapter of my life. With this, I've also decided to go back to school. Yes, I'm nervous. It's actually something we'll probably talk about in either this video or a later video. I kind of just feel like this is a little diary for me, and I can just say whatever I've been feeling as a 20-year-old girl trying to figure out the world. Like all the other girls on the internet in their early 20s have really inspired me to kind of just, I would say, not be ashamed of my mental health state. Like they come onto the internet and they tell you how things have been genuinely, and they tell you about their crazy mental health regardless of like the life around them. And I've always just felt like if I ever acknowledged the fact that I wasn't doing good mentally, then I was disrespecting how great my life actually is. And seeing all these girls come on the internet and openly talk about their medication, their therapy, what they're going through, how they feel on the inside, and not have any, resentment when they talk about it, like for themselves, or not hide it, kind of just expose it all and just be like, this is where I am. And, I'm just like a 24-year-old girl figuring things out. And I think that that has really helped me in my personal life come out and just say when I'm struggling and if I'm having a problem, and search for solutions instead of just saying that I shouldn't be feeling this way. I had a very beautiful upbringing. I love my life, I do, but there are just some times where I'm having a bad mental day and there's nothing that I can do about it, or my bad mental state pours into the rest of my life and now I look lazy and undisciplined, when it's really just I'm struggling. And I can never come to terms with the fact that I'm struggling. Like, I can never say to people, I need help. I think it's because every time I've said it, nobody's ever really taken me seriously, because again, my life is great. And I make sure that people know how grateful I am and how I understand that I am privileged, and I understand that life is great over here. I'm having fun. I'm genuinely proud of the things that who I am and what I have. It's just sometimes there's just an uncontrollable sadness or uncontrollable stress, or there's just something lingering. And I think that, I know that sometimes you can't just ignore it because it'll fester. One of those things is I'm going back to school in the spring, and I'm very scared. I'm very nervous because school is one of my weaknesses. I had a terrible mental state out of nowhere I would say partially in middle school, but like it really hit me in high school, and I've been struggling ever since. I used to be extremely disciplined and extremely academically talented, and that kind of all just went out the window. I was called lazy and undisciplined, and I felt that, and I would just ignore it, and it would get worse and worse and worse, and it would just fester. And I thought that after I graduated high school, which when I tell you I was the first one out of there, I thought that when I graduated high school it would go away. I barely graduated, by the way. Like, I thought that it would go away once I started my adult life and just ignored school. I thought it was just school. But it was something bigger than that. And I realized that when I realized ignoring how I felt about school didn't mean that those feelings of whatever it was went away. They just kind of festered in the corner and got worse and worse, and they attached themselves to different parts of my life where I would be lacking because I didn't get the help that I needed. So now, not only am I trying to go back to school and those feelings have returned for school, I'm gonna probably go seek therapy, and I'm not ashamed of therapy. I am proud of people who go to therapy. I think it's beautiful and I support it. And sometimes I'll even tell you to go, I think that therapy is beautiful, but for some reason when it comes to me, I'm a lot harder on myself. I'm like, you don't need someone to tell you how your brain works. You can do it yourself with the tools in your arsenal that you already have. You have a functioning brain, you have a functioning body. There shouldn't be anything necessarily wrong with you. And to say that you're lacking in parts of your life, it's lazy. And that is because everybody would call me lazy. Instead of saying that I needed help or there was somewhere where I was lacking and giving me hope that I could fix it, they would just tell me it's a discipline problem. I'm realizing now I know me better than anyone else, and it's not a discipline problem. I don't know what it is in my life, but there's something lacking there, and I'm not working to my fullest potential, and that's a problem. And so I am going to go seek help. And I think that a lot of that is due to 20-year-old girls getting on the internet and saying, this is what my therapist said. And I'm like, oh my God, you openly go to therapy. There's nothing inherently wrong with them. And they're seeking better mental health. And I think that that's admirable. and I've felt the courage to go do it myself. And I'm a little scared. And I'm a little scared what other people are going to say, or what they're going to think, because it's a bit of a sore subject for me to say that I need help and that I can't do something by myself, especially when it comes to my own brain. But yeah, I just wanted to say that if any of you girls are out there and there's just a problem that you cannot fix and you don't know what's wrong and you feel like it shouldn't be wrong, you deserve to take the time out for yourself to figure it out. If you want to, like, if you want a solution, you deserve the opportunity to go find one, and nobody can tell you anything else. Go experience life, go do what you have to do, have the full tools in your arsenal, and be a great parent one day, because you sought out more than just what you were given. It's okay. It's really okay. And that's something I have to say to myself. But yeah, let's go get our day started, because I might not have this much energy later. I just pulled up to my local coffee shop, and there are many more cars in the front than there normally is. And I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm gonna go get my little drink and be a big girl. I don't even like my outfit today. I don't. Drink secured. I think they switched to a new point system, so now I look like I'm a newbie. A newbie to this, but I'm not. I swear. And the person who was working isn't normally working. Like, I always go in when the girls are working. Today was like the guy, and I was like, I swear, I'm not a newbie. I'm not new to this, I swear. But he recommended me one word. He recommended me a new flavor, and so I got a pumpkin spice chai latte. Pumpkin spice, like vanilla chai latte. All right, now we have to do other productive things. One thing I can say about being a girl in your 20s is it's very lonely. And it's not in a sense that you're alone. I am alone right now, but it's definitely like by choice. I have many people in my life that I love so much and I'm so grateful for. And I mean, I make friends every day. So if it's coming from me, there's something there. And I think that I've figured out what my problem is. And it's not that I'm alone, because I know that I'm not alone. I make friends every day, in every situation, in every scenario. I love people. I have a great support system at home, and I have friends that I've had since high school. This is coming from someone who still has friends from school when they told you that that was impossible. And it's not that I'm alone. I love them so much, and I'm so grateful for them. But I think that the lonely feeling comes from not being understood. Really hard to understand each other when you're not really, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have anything in common anymore. So I think that the loneliness is just lack of commonality. I just feel like nobody really gets me. And this lonely feeling doesn't even make me feel sad. I wouldn't say it's sad. It's the feeling of like missing something. I mean, I think that what I'm missing is that I'm craving the intimacy of being known. I want to be known so bad. But at the same time, I really, really don't. I've always wanted to be unique. I've always wanted to be original. I've always been in competition with myself. So it's a really weird toss-up. I just feel like nobody really gets me like they did when we were in school, because in school we had something in common no matter what. We were probably in the same town, and we went to the same school every day, and we had similar schedules, and so everything was just really similar, but when you're in your 20s, there are so many routes that you can take that make you so different from everybody else, and your paths are so different, and they barely align because you have nothing in common anymore. And so your friends who, the reason that you were friends was because you had something in common. It's normally commonality. Like, that's how you build a friendship. You meet people who get you and you continue the friendship there. And I think that my friends from school don't really get me, and I don't really get them though. And it's not anything bad on them, and it's not a call to action. I don't think that they need to do anything differently at all. I think that I just have to realize that it is different. It being different doesn't mean that it's different in a bad way. It's just something to get used to. We don't have anything in common, and we probably never will, because the way that I'm going is not the way that you're going, and it doesn't really make sense for you, but I still love you. And I think that I have to separate my love for you with having stuff in common. It is okay to be unique. It doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong if you're doing it differently. And it's actually incredibly difficult to find someone in their early 20s doing what you do. You know, it's a time for self-discovery. We're all figuring ourselves out, and it's the very beginning of all of our journeys. It would be very weird if all of our stories started the same. Nobody would read that book, you know? So it's okay to be different. It's okay to be unique, and it's okay to not be understood. You can still love and be loved without having commonality. You know, you don't have to be like everybody else. And I think that that's what I have learned, because being lonely and not being alone was like a very weird feeling, because I'm proud of what I've accomplished and I'm proud of who I am. And I don't think that I would have done any of this stuff had I been in common with all of my peers. You know, I'm doing it differently, and I'm proud of that, and I'm happy where I am. And you know, it's a time to figure yourself out. You probably won't have anything in common with anyone. I come in here with a goal. I look, I see, I get distracted. They're so cute. Why did nobody tell me that Five Below has a Pilates section? Yeah, I saw that on TikTok and I said, oh, I will be there tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow. So I went, and I was having trouble finding it. I was looking everywhere. And then it was in this tiny little corner where the water bottles were. Yes, yes. And I tell you, purchasing dumbbells and walking them out to your car is difficult. I mean, it's difficult. All right, so haul. I got a yoga mat, because I have a gym membership, but it's so hard to go to the gym when it's so hard to go back to the gym after you haven't been in a while. Like, after you don't have that consistency, it's just so embarrassing. So I was like, let me start at home and then make my way to the gym, like once or twice a week. And then I got these because I'm trying to get more flexible. And these are good to like, for certain moves when you're trying to like stretch. And then, oh shit, I got these, 2 of these. This, I literally almost died. And everybody's just looking at me like fumbling out of Five Below, trying to get out of the store with all of that in my hand. But it's worth it, because I now have dumbbells and all of this, including this, was $35. Yeah. And I didn't even buy like everything they had, because for the most part, I already have resistance bands, and everything else you can kind of just use resistance bands for. But yeah, I am ecstatic. Get your booties to Five Below and look for their Pilates section, because I'm so happy right now. And now we're gonna go get our toes done. Like, it went by so fast to me. Not the whole appointment in of itself. The appointment was normal, but like every piece of the appointment just felt really fast. And I don't know if maybe she was cheating me and just trying to get me in and out of there. Okay. Oh, now we get to go to Dee Dee's. And then I think it's after that we're gonna go home, and I think I'm gonna have my mom do my nails, because I feel like everything else can be saved for tomorrow. I should probably patch my tire today, but that doesn't sound fun. So my shoes, I bought some brown boots, but you don't understand. I've been looking for brown boots for so long for like a cheap price. I actually don't know if they're my size. I just bought them because they were close to my size and they're really cute. And I actually don't know what my size is, but it's so easy to make returns with them. So it's like, I'm not worried about it. None of this is sponsored, by the way. I just have a shopping addiction. And then I got these cutie little brown sandals, and I need more like brown and beige in my closet. And I know that sounds really depressing, but I swear it's not. And then I got these. This is exactly what I was looking for, something along the lines of this. And these would go so cute with my outfit today, but I'm actually done shopping for the day. And so I'm gonna go home. Thank God I didn't get my nails done because I was contemplating it. And then I was like, I'm not gonna spend the extra like $50, $60 right now. I'm just gonna go get my mom to do my nails. Thank God, thank God. Oh my God, thank God. I don't know what I would do if I spent that on top of this, because I probably still would have spent this. I'm just glad that I was rational at least once today. That's what matters. So I'm done with today. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably show you guys my nails tomorrow too. So that's the last thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get my nails done, and then I'm going to work on my website because I need that to be up within the next like two weeks. So I need it to be like up and functioning. So there's a lot I have to do and a lot of people I have to contact because I need more content for it. And so I have to send out emails and DMs tonight as well. And I might do that tomorrow morning, or I might do it today, but we'll see. Hopefully I do it tonight so I don't have to do it tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for coming with me today. I felt a little less lonely.